What's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Judge Yo Mama podcast. In today's episode, we're going to do it a little different, okay? Y'all roll with me today, okay? Because it's going to be a little different. Y'all know how I like to, always try some things, right? And the thing that I love about podcasting is you can make it your own, all right? It doesn't have to look like anybody else's show. It doesn't have to be like anybody else. What's unique to you? What makes you feel good? What motivates you? Go with that. And if that helps your people along the way, do it, boo. Do you, boo, boo. Okay? Now, right. Because y'all know sometimes I like to just throw in some ocean sounds. Y'all remember that where we were reflecting and meditating and y'all was listening to ocean sounds? Y'all remember that one? Did y'all like that one? Y'all let me know in the comments if that was y'all one. If that was the one for you. Anywho, let's get into this episode. So, I'm reading this book, The Best Year Ever by Michael Hyatt. It's a really great book. And in chapter 2, he was talking about regret. So I have a few questions. So we're going to work through maybe about 2 or 3 of these questions together. Oh, question number 1 says, how did you see the past year going? How did you see the past year going? And I want you to think about your goals, right? What are the goals that you set out to accomplish in 2022 that maybe you didn't accomplish, or maybe you did? But again, question number 1 is, how did you see the first year going? Y'all, I'm thinking through it. How did you see the first year going? I'll say for me, I thought that I would see my family, and speaking of my immediate family, like me, my husband, my kids. Honestly, I thought that I would see us in a more financially stable situation. I really thought that we would be experiencing a level of financial stability that we had never experienced since our marriage. Because y'all know I share all the time, like I was let go from my corporate job 1 month before my wedding. So we had 2 incomes, and then a month before the wedding, we were down on 1 income. That's a whole thing, yada, yada, yada. I think it's December 15th. That just resonates. December 15th, I wanted to be making X amount of dollars. Want to have made X amount of dollars in my business by December 15th. I mean, we got a couple more days. I just want to say, honestly, just being fully transparent, I am not there. I don't think that I've shared in this space, but if you follow me on social media, then you may have seen that back in July, my husband was in a trucking accident on a job that he was training for. And he was beat up pretty bad, had to have surgery, stitches, the whole thing. And so he's been out of work since July of this year. Y'all, workers' comp is, yep. If you know, you know. I don't gotta harp on it. So we went from having, like, because when you're an entrepreneur, you're in business, your finances are really not as stable. I think I've shared with people, like, I've shared with y'all, entrepreneurship is not for the weak. All right. Entrepreneurship is not for those who need that steady check. You got to be cool with the ebbs and flows, right? Sometimes it's real high and you making money at the wazoo, and then the next month it's dry. It's the Sahara. It's okay. It's just not there. So you gotta be cool with the highs and the lows. But if you're somebody who I just need consistency, you might want to get you a 9 to 5 and you might want to stay there for a while. Like till retirement. Okay? Because entrepreneurship is not that. There's some consistency to a degree, right? But you got to know your numbers and you have to have certain business models to help create that consistency, right? Sometimes you can make $100,000 one year and then make 45 the next year. Okay. It's a risk, but it's a beautiful risk if you're up for the challenge, right? So how did you see this year going? I told y'all, I thought we was just going to be rolling. Not rolling in the dough, but in a good place with some type of financial stability, right? Some kind of something. Cause it's been interesting these past couple of years. One year, y'all know the full story because I write a book about it or something, but that's that. So yeah, that's how I saw the year going. Financial stability. That's just one aspect. Number 2 says, what were your plans, your dreams, your concrete goals, if you had any? So I had 3 big goals that I was focusing on because I'm learning. I can't have all these different things because then I'd be mad at the end of the year because I didn't do all of it. So I'm always going now from here on out, I'm going with the big 3. All right. And I remember I wanted to make a certain amount of money in my business. That was 1. I had a date on it. I had the amount. But let me tell you something. One thing I never did do that I'm doing this year that I actually wrote out a couple of days ago is how I'm going to get that money. I just wrote out the amount and I wrote out the date. But I didn't write out a plan of how to get it, right? Doing something a little different this year. We're going to talk about it in a second. Let's roll with it. The second goal was I wanted to find a church community where there was a place where not only my husband and I could go and grow, but I wanted my kids to have a space for them to go and to grow as well. So, number 3, I wanted to do a retreat. It's coming. It's coming. I don't know if it'll be the end of 2023 or the beginning of 2024, but it's coming. But I didn't launch a retreat or anything this year, but that's what my heart is. All right. The last question that we're going to talk about and share, and I want y'all to ponder a little bit. Again, are y'all writing this down? Let me pause for a second. Y'all writing this down? Are y'all reflecting? Huh? What the old people say? I ain't doing this for my health. I want to share the wealth with y'all. I want to share the knowledge and the wisdom with y'all. That's it. Now, back to the script. So question number 3. What disappointments or regrets did you experience this past year? Disappointment that I've experienced this year is, again, not meeting my financial goal. That's one. Another disappointment is I didn't stick to one of my boundaries, and that was as it pertains to business. I said that there were specific tasks because I have a virtual assistant business. If you don't know, now you know. I didn't stick to my boundaries, and I said that these are the services that I offer, and I'm not going to offer these services over here. I found myself on discovery calls saying that I would offer services that didn't resonate with me, and then tweaking my packages and pricing to fit other people. Now, let me disclaimer. You can do whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, boo. Long as you cool with it, all right? Long as it resonate with you. Long as you good, you can do whatever you want to do, okay? If you want to tweak your packages or you want to do custom packages and lower your prices to fit them, do that, okay? But for me and my convictions and what I was working, I did not honor the boundaries that I set. What that looked like, that caused me to spend more time away from my kids for the people who didn't even sign the contract. So now I spent all this time catering this custom package, agreeing to do services that I said I didn't want to do, only for someone to not sign the contract. Big disappointment in myself. Sometimes it's hard for me to say regret because it's just, kind of one of those words that you've heard people say, don't, you shouldn't regret anything. It is what it is, okay? Regret is defined as a feeling of sadness, repentance, or disappointment over something that has happened or been done. That's just what it is. It's a real word. And so I need to kind of get comfortable with saying it is what it is, right? And in this chapter of the Best Year Ever book, it's not for us to focus solely in on the regrets and have a pity party and be like, woe is me. If y'all know me, y'all know there might be a moment where I'm just kind of down and feeling a little defeated, but I don't stay down. And I'm not the type of person to sit around and complain and to do the woe is me party. And that ain't me. Like, I don't like the feeling of being defeated. I do not like the feeling of just being in a stuck place. When you are overwhelmed with defeat and disappointment and regret, and you allow yourself to stay there and waddle in that spot, you get stuck. And if y'all don't know nothing else, I'm going to share what it is that I need to share, do what it is that I need to do, because I am determined to show other people, especially women, moms, single moms, married moms, like, you have unlimited possibilities. But you got to get real with yourself. You got to be cool with yourself. You got to be in a relationship with yourself, right? One thing, this is completely not what I was going to talk about today, but one thing I noticed in my single season is anytime that I got off focus, anytime that I ended up attracting the situationships, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't get on here and act like y'all don't know what a situationship is. And if you don't know, look it up in the Urban Dictionary on Google. Anytime I found myself linked up to or attracting somebody who I found out later in the beginning, you be thinking it's innocent, but later they don't really be about nothing. Anytime I found myself in that kind of season, that kind of situation, it was because I was off focus. I was off task. I was not focusing on the thing that I believe God had called me to do. I was out here chilling, bro. And I will never forget the year 2017 when I started. Y'all remember when I did a life coaching program? Y'all remember when I launched that Gold Crushers? Gold Crushers, where y'all at? Yo, if y'all got a shirt, take a picture. It could be a rag now, but still take a picture and send it to me. Y'all remember that? Started a whole thing, spent all this money on a whole branding photo shoot, only to get to a place of feeling insecure and defeated and giving it up. No longer investing in myself, which is why I'm here doing what I'm doing now. Investing in myself in different programs and different courses with different coaches and different books, right? So that I can continue to feed my mind. And as I'm doing that, I'm just sharing it with y'all on here because this holds me accountable, right? Y'all hold me accountable. And then even my drive to see y'all succeed, to see myself to succeed, to see my kids succeed, to see my husband succeed, to see my mom succeed, to see my mom have all of the things that I desire for her to have, all the things that she's wanted to have, right? There is a car with my mama's name on it that I'm going to purchase. But I got to keep going, right? I need to invest in myself and stay aligned with what God has for me. But I'll never get there if I'm focusing on all of the things because of the fear that you're going to experience regret. Because of the fear, it might not work out. Well, guess what? It'll never work out if you don't try. That's what it is. And I believe I shared in some episodes ago that I am committed to failing faster. I'm about to launch some things and do some things. I don't know the outcome. Back in the day, I used to be afraid of not knowing the outcome. Now, Angel, you're going to be upset either way. Like, you're going to be upset if it don't work out. You're going to be upset if you don't even try. You might as well try. Because there's a possibility that you succeed. And honestly, it's a possibility that you could fail. Oh, well, learn from the failure, keep going. That's where I am. So I set out to that to say, find your focus, watch your focus. Single ladies, even some married ones, where's your focus? Are you too focused on what your husband doing or not doing? What you supposed to be doing, boo? And I can only say this from experience, right? I can only say this because this is a day-to-day thing that I have to battle in my mind. It's so easy to get focused on what somebody else not doing, and you need to be focused on what you're doing. What are you attracting in your life? If you're attracting things and people who don't mean nothing, who ain't about nothing, ain't got nothing, check yourself. Check your focus. So today we're talking about regret. So, what are some disappointments and regrets that you experienced? I regret not breaking down each month and saying, this is how I'm going to attain a goal. I also regret not allowing myself to share more of my business. My businesses is what I'm working on for whatever reason. I'm sure it was multiple reasons over the years. And they can all probably go back to, well, Angel, what if you put this out here and then you give it up like 2 weeks later? Well, I'm still here. I'm still podcasting. All right. I'm still running a business along with podcasting. We're still here. Angel, I think you're going to keep going, right? And even if you decide to call it quits next year, still show up. Still give your all. Still be who it is that God has called you to be. In this book, he talks about the perspective of regret. And he mentioned like reflecting on your mistakes is very important, is very critical to avoiding those mistakes in the future. So if we're aware, right? If we take the time to write out, like we wrote out our goals, hopefully, I hope we wrote them out. If not, we're going to do a new thing this year. We're going to write them out today. We'll write them out this year. Write out your goals, but also take some time again to reflect on the past. What happened? Was a mistake or a regret that you didn't write out your goals? Okay, do something different this year. And we're going to write out what our disappointments are. What regrets do we have, right? And how can we now take them from internal, right? And make them external. Now it's like, oh, I think I can do something about that. Sometimes we allow things to stay stuck in here when we just need to get them out somewhere. That don't mean go word vomit on somebody. No, put it on some people. All right. Maybe there you might find that you might need to share something with somebody, but that ain't what we're talking about today. Today we are talking about putting it in lead journal. Put it in journal. Reflecting on our mistakes or our disappointments, that they're critical. They're very critical so that we can avoid making those same mistakes in the future. Again, I realized that, yeah, I set a goal for how much money I want to make and the date, but did I build a plan? Like, did I reverse engineer that thing? Did I work it backwards and say, oh, that means I need to make this amount of money doing this? And if I want to make this amount of money doing this, then how much is that a month? And how much is that a week? And how much is that a day? And what services do I currently have, or what things or products do I currently have that will make me that amount of money? Did I do that? No, I didn't. I just set the goal and just thought it was, I guess I thought the Lord was just going to drop it. And the Lord was like, I mean, I can do it, but I called you to do specific things. So do that, boo. Okay. Another perspective of regret is it gives us the motivation to change if we allow it, right? If we challenge our perspective on regret, it gives us the motivation to change. And if we're honest, it gives us direction. I'll say this, going against my boundaries in business and not sticking to like my prices are my prices and not sticking to my services are my services, and I'm not going to do anything outside of the scope of what it is that I enjoy doing. that has caused me to pivot in the way I conduct business. That's caused me to pivot in the way that I communicate what I'm doing. That has caused me to say, I no longer want to serve in this arena or communicate these services, and I want to do this, right? This has caused me to say, I want to go from offering general VA support to now I want to move into podcast management. This is where I flourish. This is what I do anyway. This is what I enjoy doing anyway. Why not help other brands, businesses, coaches, authors, entrepreneurs do that very thing that I enjoy doing? All right, so that was point number one, the perspective of regret, like shifting how we view regret. And now point number two talks about gratitude and how gratitude causes us to switch from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. Scarcity is I don't have enough. I can't do it because they won't do this, or and it causes you to look at all of the things that are around you that you don't have. I could easily say, well, I didn't have the money to invest. Or I could easily say, well, my clients didn't have the money to do XYZ. Or I didn't have the website, or I didn't have the social media following it. Da 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 da. When you switch your mindset to abundance, is I have everything that I need. The skills that I have right now to get me to my like where I'm supposed to be in my next, I have that. The money that I need to invest to get to me to my next, I have that. And if I don't literally have it, I have what I need to figure out how to get it. You see what I'm saying? When I started to say, I want to do video podcasting, but no, I don't have the camera and the this and the that and the third, but I do have a ring light that we purchased some years ago. And I still got my microphone. And they still see the ring lights in your glasses. And who are you? I'm still going to show up. The way I'm showing up right now with my $30 ring light and my iPhone is the same way I'm going to show up when I have the $100,000 setup and the full camera crew helping me to record the podcast and the shows that I'm going to do. I'm still going to be me. You're still going to get this angel because these outside things are no longer going to dictate what I allow myself to do and walk into an experience. But it starts with your mindset. It starts from you letting go of the I don't have enough. The people aren't going to listen. I don't have the following. To the people who are supposed to hear me, I'm going to find them and they will find me. The clients that I'm supposed to have, they're there. They're already there. I just got to put myself out there. I regret there are so many people that are finding me and they're like, Angel, I never knew you did this. And I'm like, bro, I could have been making more money sooner than this. Had I even let people know like what I'm doing. Like what? And like, so we're not doing that. 2023, we ain't doing that. Shoot, right now we ain't doing it. Y'all don't know. Know that gratitude challenges your perspective. A place of God, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for what I have. I'm thankful for the money that I do have. I'm thankful for the equipment that I have. I'm thankful for the following that I have right now on social media. I'm thankful for my 3 riders in my coaching crew, right? I'm thankful for the people who do believe in me. I am grateful that I have the ability to even speak with sanity and clarity. As I wrap this up, y'all really work through the questions, really write out the questions and your responses, and then look at ways to challenge your perspective. Because believe it or not, you have the ability to change yourself. You have the ability to shift your approach to things. If we assess the disappointments, if we assess the regrets, we can use this as leverage to have a way better year than last year if we shall choose to. But you got to be honest with yourself. You got to get real with yourself and say, you know what? I did let myself down. You know what? I do regret this. You know what? could have been better at this. I could have really honed in my skills on this, or I could have just trusted my decision and stuck with that, right? So you got to shift your approach. You got to allow yourself to see the possibilities. I need to now pursue it and allow myself to pursue the unlimited possibilities that are just waiting for me to show up, waiting for me to bet on me. And let me tell you something. I'm already in 2023, okay? We're already putting it. I'm not waiting for January 1 to start. Right now, there's some things you ain't gonna see to January just for measuring purposes for me. But I'm already living in it. I'm already accepting what it is. And it's not that I'm so ready to get out of 2022. That's not the case. So old people also told me, don't wish your life away. And I'm not wishing my life away. What I'm doing is I am appreciating now, but I'm also planning ahead and planning for my future and what I desire and so that when I get there, I can assess it and I can have it, right? But people say that's it. That's the episode. That's all I got for you. All right. So again, if you are passionate and you're determined to accomplish your goals, thank you for staying tuned to the end. I want to let y'all in on a secret. I am starting a membership accountability group for female entrepreneurs. We're going to get together at least once a week to work through ways to pour into ourselves, right? So we're going to be doing some book reads. We're going to be bringing in some experts in different fields to share their wisdom and their knowledge and their insight as it pertains to personal development and personal growth, but as an entrepreneur. Because I don't know about nobody else, but I don't know if y'all seen the fine print when y'all decided to be an entrepreneur, but it's a lot, okay? One of the key things that allows you to have longevity as an entrepreneur, I believe, is investing in yourself, investing in your personal growth. Because even if the business fails, at least you can grow, right? You can learn. You are the business. And the more you know, the more you can apply and the more you can grow. So I got a accountability group coming up that's launching in January. But guess what? You don't have to wait until January to join. It's only $47 a month. If you would love to be a part of that group, please click the link in the show notes or in the description below. Head to my Instagram page and send me a DM. And let me know, say, I want in, all right? Send me a DM and say, I want in. I want in, I want. And if you join before the new year, I might have a little discount legacy founding members code for you. I don't know. Let's see. But you got to hit me up. You have to hit me up before January 1. But either way, come and join in. I have a little mini group that's already started and it's just been phenomenal. Like meeting with women on a weekly basis to talk about our goals, to hold each other accountable, to have a community alongside you on this journey. Like ever since I've started this accountability business group, the clarity in my own personal life, right? The things that I'm showing up and saying, hey, you got to make a decision on this. It's like, yo, Angel, you got to make a decision as well. So not only are we holding each other accountable, but we're also growing. And this is not the first time that I've had a group like this. Like I've had an accountability group before. And it was so helpful and beneficial that the people started going out and doing the things in which they were called to do. So I'm bringing it back around. But this time we're going to have a cost because how many of you know you going to show up where your money at? Wherever you put your money, you're going to be like, let me show up. And so sometimes we need that. If you're really about this life, if you're really about succeeding in business and in life, this is the group for you, ladies. So come join me on this journey. There are going to be moments where we're going to kiki it up. We're going to learn. And we might even shed a thug tear. All right. But only the people in the group going to know. If you're not in the group, you ain't going to know. Okay. But that's it. That's the end of the episode. And until next week, y'all, I love y'all. Go be great and peace.